YouTube, it's me again, V, back at it again. Today I want to talk about applying to American universities. Now I'm not talking about one specific universities, but American universities as a whole. So first we want to talk about the method of applying. There's two main methods. It's the Common App and the Coalition App. Common App is the program I am most familiar with. Well, it's not a program, it's a website. I will link both of them down below. So with Common App, why it's so convenient to use Coalition or Common App is that you won't have to fill in your information 20 times if you're applying to 20 universities, and if you are, mate, why though? Anyways, none of my business. With the best thing about Common App and Coalition App, you put your information out 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And as for on the essay side of things, with Common App, I'm gonna put the screenshot over here. With Common App, you have the writing supplements, then you have the Coalition App prompting, then you have the university specific prompting. Now you must make sure to look at the university requirements. I'll show that window over here. You must look at the university requirements to see what it is the universities you're applying to require specifically. Now with the writing supplements, there is an option not to have to write 20 million essays. So make sure that you're really looking at your requirements and seeing that you're not doing more work than you necessarily have to. If you want to do it, if you're an overachiever, do you boo. But personally, speaking as a person who failed English once, I wouldn't do it. Anyways, so that's the requirements, that's the application. Now I want to talk about SATs. What are SATs? SATs are the standardized testing, kind of like how here we do NBTs. There they do SATs. You can also write SATs in the different countries that you're coming from. I will leave the website that you can check that down below, but here in South Africa, last I checked, SATs cost about 3,200 a subject. Keep in mind, you don't have to write all the SATs. If you're applying for a scientific degree, for example, or like a more specific degree like chemical engineering or mechanical engineering, you can see whether you need to write chemistry SAT or physics SAT depending on the institution you're applying to. Also, if you're applying for a scientific mathematical kind of degree, you need to make sure that you do Maths 2, not Maths 1. Maths 1 is basically Maths literature. Like it's the quote unquote easy maths. It's not the more intense maths with calculus and trigonometry and all that stuff. So make sure that you're checking that. Make sure that you really need it, and make sure that you're not making your parents pay more than they need to. Keep in mind, you can write your SATs even in grade 11. And keep in mind that it's not just SATs you need to write. You need to write the English proficiency exam. Now there's two main exams you can write. There's the TOEFL and then the IELTS. If I had applied overseas, I would have written the IELTS. And that would have cost me around $3,000 as well. And TOEFL is around the same. So I'm gonna leave those links down below. You can choose for yourself which one of these two would be most convenient for you to do. But if I had ended up writing, I would have probably written the TOEFL simply because it's been around for a little bit longer. So the thing about these English proficiency exams, they're not just useful for when you're applying to varsities, they're also useful if you intend on working overseas in general. So if you're applying for work, if you're going to apply for work in Europe, if you're going to apply for work in Australia, in Oceania, in New Zealand, those guys, they're gonna want to know your English proficiency test, and not just your employer either, but also customs and the immigrations officers. They're gonna want to know your English proficiency. So definitely do this exam if that is in your mind's future. Now, as far as academic requirements, hear me now. If you're at a school like my high school, which only does AS, it's a disadvantage. If you can, get your A-levels done. And keep in mind, A-levels only needs to be 2 subjects, okay? So pick your 2 best subjects from your AS and do those as your A-levels. Now, if you're a South African curriculum person, then you're sorted. You don't need to worry about any of that. If I don't necessarily, just check the university requirements from the university itself about which country you're coming from, about the requirements as far as that is concerned. So we've talked about the method of application. We've talked about SATs and the English proficiency exam. Now let's talk about financial aid. If you're applying more specifically to American universities, you want to look at what financial aid is available to international students. Now, from my own research and my own findings, most of the universities with really good financial aid packages tend to be Ivy League universities. They can usually give you need-based financial aid. What need-based financial aid means is that you submit your current financial state of your family, your own financial state, or whoever's who's supposed to have been paying for your varsity education, and then you receive scholarship, I want to say, according to that need. There's also work study options, but I don't recommend that because a lot of the times the student visa that you get as you go into America doesn't qualify you for work in America. So you want to look at that as well. Now, as far as even making the decision at all to study overseas, I want you to be sure, because this is taking you away from what you know. This is taking you away from what you're comfortable with. And for some of us in America, we won't have any family. We won't have anyone we know. So like with everything else, think carefully about your decision, but also realize that there's a lot of opportunities, especially if you're Black and female. There's lots of opportunities for you out there. There's lots of scholarships. I'm gonna do separate videos on all the organizations and all the applications like I promised. But I just wanted to let you know the method of application and the financial aid available to you at the most popular universities. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video was informative. I hope this helps you plan your future and helps you make informed decisions. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. This could really help someone in your circle, guys. These types of videos where I give you information specifically to do with your tertiary studies and to do with your futures, these are important videos. These are videos that people without the financial means to study, they could really benefit from something like this. So if you're a person where you don't need financial aid but you know someone who does, send them this video. Heck, I don't even care if you download it illegally and share it. Like, as long as this information is going through and going out to someone in need. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next week. Have a good week.